love me. Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.
Alright everyone, so we are back with another mod review. Now this one I have done before, twice actually, but back by popular demand. This mod has gone through a multitude of changes. If you're ever wondering what is one of Juanita's favorite mods, this one is definitely it. So this one is the Super Cryo Storage. Many of you guys have probably already watched the mod reviews that I had done previously on this, but big shout out to the developer on this. I know that since this mod got released, the public playing it had asked for certain things like, can it just require crystal to make the cryopods instead of all the other stuff? Basically, I am assuming the people asking for this, and this is just me assuming, are the people who are coming from ASE who used the very famous dino storage, which just required crystal to craft your balls to suck up your dinos with. So let's talk about this. So this mod went through, like I said, lots of changes from where the admin settings are located to what kind of settings you need to set. And like I said, the different crafting requirements and so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead. I've definitely had some comments and people asking me to do this one again. I get lots of comments, lots of questions on this one. So hopefully this will help. Okay, so this is more updated than the ones before, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now, first things first, the Super Cryo Storage, SCS, is what you will find it in your inventory as. Level 51 is when you will be able to craft this, so it is not from day one landing on Ark. And you can see it comes with three things, very simple. You've got this, which is the nucleus of it all, and this is the terminal itself. So you can see crystal, metal ingots, electronics, polymer, and this is how you, or what you will use to craft it. These are your cryo balls, or your SCS balls, SCS collection. Pause, sorry. This is just crystal now. So before it used to take the same requirements that a cryopod, vanilla cryopod would take. Now it's just 2 crystal, which is fantastic. I mean, this is definitely, in my opinion, something I personally wanted. I was definitely someone who said that would be nice. And then the next thing, last but not least, is the SCS gun. Now, this gun will allow you to, from a distance, shoot at your tamed creature, and it will automatically cryo it in one of these balls. You will have to have these balls in your inventory. These balls can also be used in your hand as well to suck up a dino. So I will show you what that technically looks like. If I come on over here, if I, oh, it's gonna be weird. Hold on. Is it in my hand yet? No. It's this. I'm hoping will change because yes, when you first try to put it in your hand, it just separates the bulk of them. I don't know why, but that's what it does. So we'll go ahead right on over to this griffin. I can have this ball in my hand, like I said. And just like that. I had a whole bunch of stuff in you. So now I've got that. Now you can hold R, and you can see now this is new. I could. This is any dino, sorry, that I have in my inventory. I can hold R and I can choose which one I want to put in my hand. Okay, pretty straightforward. These used to have a hologram on them. It is not. There used to be a setting using R that I could turn on the hologram, and that doesn't seem like it's a thing anyways. I really liked the hologram, personally. Actually, what was this? Yeah, there it is. Enable the hologram, and now it's going to make me out to be a liar. Maybe it's because it's a griffin. Let's just put something... Okay, Dodo Rexy might not be... I don't know. RG maybe? Let's see. Oh, it's not. So you can still turn it on, but for some reason, I don't know. Enable. Okay, it's just going to make a liar out of me. I don't know what's going on with it, personally. I don't know. I really liked it, but it used to give you a little hologram so you could see in your hand what dino you had out. All right. Back to the terminal here. So this is where all the magic happens, is inside this terminal. What I love about this mod is it's going to auto collect your fertilized eggs. It's going to collect your unfertilized eggs. It's going to collect your poop, all while your dinos are in these neat little cryo storages, cryo balls. And they will passively generate any passive resources that they would normally do. You have your acatinas, so they will be giving off acatina paste as well as polymer. So that's all going to fill up within this terminal for you. And it's just going to generate that passively, which is fantastic. If you have a beetle is going to take the poop that is passively generating from all of your dinos in here, and it's going to automatically convert that to fertilizer, and will also give a byproduct of oil. So the beetle will also accumulate oil in here. Your basilosaurus, anyone who uses a basilosaurus, you put that in here, it's also going to passively generate oil. So I personally really like this. It gets rid of a lot of like the grindy stuff. I don't know if anyone remembers the day back before mods and we played vanilla where we'd have to have our snails on wander and have to pick up the stuff that they drop off the ground, and it was tedious, as well as raising your dinos. So this also, if you have a baby dino, you put it in the cryopod, you put it in this terminal, and it's going to automatically raise it up for you. So that is also a great thing, so you don't have to worry about food. They will come fully imprinted, all of that stuff. So you definitely get rid of all of the grind personally, so that you can kind of get back to the other stuff with Ark while this does everything for you. Now, before you used to have to set being the admin of the server, whether you are on a Nitrado server that you have or a dedicated, or is it dedicated that it's like your single player but people can join you, or your single player, you had to set the terminal in the admin settings to do what you wanted it for those options to show up for other people. So this is where things have changed slightly. Now, automatically, your terminal should be, actually, I didn't set anything in the admin settings itself, so we'll just go into the terminal settings here. So automatically, no longer does these things need to be set. They will automatically work on the server, so collecting fertilized eggs, incubate your fertilized eggs. So they will take your fertilized eggs, incubate them down to 1%, so that all you need to do is throw it on the ground and boom, a baby pops out. You can auto trap your babies. So for anybody who does mass breeding to try to get mutations and stuff, you stick some cryopods in this terminal, and it's going to, like, if you have dinos that are giving birth to live young, it will automatically suck them up, and then by the time you come back here, it's going to be all raised and imprinted for you, which is fantastic. Resource generation, we talked about that already. Unfertilized egg generation, we also talked about that. Poop generation and beetles converting poop, that is all things that we've talked about. The other thing I want to mention is you can see over here on the right hand side, we have fertilizer per plot. So this thing can actually be set and will automatically distribute the fertilizer that the beetles make into your crop plots. So you no longer have to manage your crop plots and fertilizing and all of that stuff, which to me is a big plus. You can adjust all of the poop slots. So if you don't want it to be collecting human poop, I would recommend you just use these over here rather than sliding that. As you can see, that was a little tedious. And we'll do that. So you can change all of this. You can change how much fertilizer it's going to keep in here at a time, so on and so forth. And I think that's the gist of what this does. You can enable mating. So if I hit this button, all dinos in my area will just be mating automatically rather than having to go to each individual dino. Disable mating, obviously you're going to turn it off. Cryo dinos, so all your dinos that might be out in your area here just hanging around, you can hit cryo dinos. It will suck up all of those dinos. And spaying dinos. So I really do appreciate everybody. I was very confused as to why anybody would use spaying your dinos. And you've all been really fantastic by leaving comments and letting me know what you personally use it for or what other people may use it for. I get it now. So like I mentioned back in the early days of Ark here, before we had mods and easier ways to do things, you had to put your things like your acatinas on wander. And if you put your acatinas on wander, they are going to create lots and lots of babies, which I guess you don't want. You just want to get the paste and the polymer from them, so that's a good reason. Some people use the spay dinos in PvP, so really appreciate everybody who explained that to me. I am not a PvP player, so that is all new to me, so definitely appreciate that. So all of the options are in this terminal. I know a lot of you guys always have questions. I've done a few like this. Personally, I have not found a mod out there yet that is exactly like this. There are lots out there. I have done mod reviews on them. Some of them I'm actually going to do again. Popular demand, I know. And plus, I owe it to the developers personally, I feel. When they do changes, like I've done some of these mod reviews like when they first hit the mod store months ago. So I think it's good to kind of bring them back and see what progress and what changes they have made for the sake of the developers, because they all do a great job and they work tirelessly on these mods and updates and making sure everything works for us. So, as usual, kudos to all the mod developers out there. But yes, I have not found one exactly like this. There are ones similar, but they don't do all of this. Yeah, I haven't. So if you guys know of any that is exactly like this, definitely let me know, because I really like the way that this one works. So I would love to see what other ones might be out there that I have not actually tried as of yet. You can also see that very nicely in here. I don't know what's going on with it might be because this is an old one. I don't know what's going on with that. But you can see very nicely the interface of this has been changed. So you can see all of their stats and whatnot, their health, their stam, their food, so on and so forth. You can see if you can see next to like the health bars. I don't know if it's going to let me go over. No, it won't. But next to where like the health icons and stuff are, there are 3 sections. You've got your wild stat points. So right by health, you can see number 36. Next to that is a 0. That is the mutation point. So how many mutations went into that stat? And then the last 0, the third number there, is for your tamed stat points. That's been a question that has been asked before. So that is what those represent. So what levels they came with, what mutations they came with, and how many levels you ended up putting into them. That's what they are. You can also see the imprint bar there. Like I said, when you cryo a dino up, it will, when you throw it out, come out imprinted. So that will give you an automatic imprint. Now, all of this can be changed in the admin settings. So let's go ahead and get into this. Bear with me because it takes a moment. It's got to load 515 dinos here, so it's going to take a second. I don't know if there's a way to get this faster, but while this is up, well, it says, welcome to the Super Cryo Storage. In this panel, you can change how you want your server to work with the mod. So any of these things that you may not like that it does, you can shut it off. You can adjust how fast resources are generated. You can adjust how fast dinos are raised up. What resources these dinos passively give. They've done a phenomenal job with the updates as far as this admin panel goes. It looks fantastic. I know somebody had asked and said that they weren't able to get to the admin settings. It does say here to activate the admin mode. Remember to use enable cheats in your console. So you want to get into your little admin commands, put in enable cheats, hit enter, and then the admin option should show up here for you, is what I'm gathering from that. So here, you can see, here is the cryo gun. So the cryo gun can capture a dino in combat. So that's checked off for me. And what you see in here is by default. I haven't changed anything. I haven't added anything. This is how it's going to come preloaded when you put it on. And you can add or remove anything within this should you wish. So capture item bags. I really like this because, you know, when you suck up a dino into a cryopod, if it had anything in the inventory, it's going to leave a bag on the ground. You can also use that gun and shoot at the bag, and all of that stuff from the dino's inventory is going to come into your inventory. I think that is fantastic to have, especially in those crazy moments where, you know, you're about to die and you don't know what to do. You can just suck up your dino, suck up the bag, and get on out of there. So next up is the cryo settings. So you can enable cryo sickness for anybody who wishes or likes or chooses to have that on their server or single player. So when you throw the dino out, it will be cryo sick for a timed amount of time before it will actually get up and be able to be used. It gives imprint to deployer, so we talked about that. If somebody hands me a cryo ball with a dino in it and I throw it out, that dino is now imprinted to me. Pretty cool. I agree. Can deploy in boss arena. This personally is a setting I would like to have. I don't know anybody who has done, or I don't know any. Lots of people have done the tech cave before. There is no better way to do the tech cave than having dinos in your pocket that you can throw out if things go south. So personally, this is going to allow you to throw them out in the boss arenas. Deploying in caves, this one was preloaded in there, so that's so you can throw them out in the caves. Now, babies auto growing is an admin setting that you have to set yourself if you want that to be available on your server or your single player. So I personally like to have that on, so I will go ahead and put those in there. They have disable using during a storm, so that's that was obviously added for scorched earth purposes. I'm not going to do that, but for people who like to play that way, if there was a storm like on Scorched Earth, would be probably the only map that would get storms like that. You wouldn't be able to actually use it. One of those lightning storms, for example. So, can only deploy in terminal range. Use the official cryopod settings for deploying is what it says. But this would be so that you can only throw out the dinos if you're in the vicinity of your terminal. Not 100% sure why someone would want that, but everybody has their own way to do things. Auto grow, use the server rates. So this will just auto lock it so that the dinos inside here are going to be growing up at the same rates that you have your server or your single player set to. And you can see down here, so you can actually set how long the dino is going to be cryosick for, how far you throw it, how long it would take before you can actually capture it when it's in combat, how long it actually takes for you to capture it into a soul ball. It's not soul balls on this, apologies. Cryo balls. And the growth speed multiplier. So these all can be changed. Now, here you go. Here's the terminal settings. You can see all of these were automatically enabled. So this is your fertilized egg collection. You're going to gain XP if you use the delete all dinos in the terminal, just as if you were to kill dinos out in the wild. Enable mating in range, your neutering, your capturing dinos, your resource generation, fertilized egg, poop generation, beetles converting poop, so on and so forth. We went over these, but these are all already automatic. You don't have to set any of these specific ones. Just the ones that you can kind of see aren't checked in here is what it would be. Now, egg incubation, use server rate. So that personally is something I would like because I don't want to make this like be super OP. I just want it to take the grind out of some things so that I can do other things. That's all. Now, the Oasisaur can generate resources. I don't have an Oasisaur. I've never seen one yet, but that option obviously got added with the new dino. And then again, here is just more numbers that you can change. So how fast it's incubating, how fast it's generating poop, eggs, fertilizer, so on and so forth. The Oviraptor, if you put an Oviraptor in the cryo ball inside this, you are still going to get the Oviraptor boost that it gives for mating purposes. So that will help your dinos produce eggs better. Now, this I thought was really cool. I have never seen this in one that is like this before. However, basically you can see, so the Achatina automatically is going to generate these two resources. If I wanted to be super cheaty with it, I could add a resource and have these guys, I don't know, generating something ridiculous. I don't know. But you can also see, because I do have the Anunnaki mod on here, that I can have them generate certain things from within a mod, for example, which is pretty cool. So if you're wondering if this works with other mods and whatnot, I kind of think this is cool. So I could want him to also do Alpha Hide. I don't actually, but then it would be producing these 3 resources. And same idea for any of them here. So you can set what you want them to generate. By default, these are the normal things that these passively generate. So I leave it the way it is. But the option, like I said, is available there should you want to have them passively generating maybe something from a Dino Overhaul mod that you have on there or something else. The option's there. Anything is possible. And last but not least, it's the egg generation here. So you can set this to generate how many eggs you want and how often you want them to generate. And basically, I don't know what any of these hearts, one is mating, one is not mating. So I think 1% chance of them dropping an egg if they are not mate boosted. So I've encountered this before on my own server. If you only have a female dino of that dino in here, the egg generation is going to be slim to none, I promise. So definitely you want to always make sure you have your male and your female. If you want to go the extra step and throw in an oviraptor in there, the option is available to you should you want. All right. And there's the delete dino button. So yes, I could hit that. I'm going to gain XP as if I was killing these out in the wild on my own. But this will kill everything I have in there, and I don't actually want to do that. So we're not going to test that button out. But that pretty much concludes everything as far as the Super Cryo storage goes. Big shout out to the developer on this. You've done an awesome job. Really appreciate all the updates. Keep them coming. It's just amazing what you've done with the mod. It's looking really great. The admin settings, fantastic. Love the new look. All of that stuff, and love the fact that we can just use crystal to actually make these cool cryopods. And I do appreciate all of you guys, everyone who comes out and watches the videos, likes the videos, comments on the videos, joins the Discord, comes to the live streams. I really do appreciate the support. It really, really does help me out. Big shout out to the members that I currently have. Really appreciate you guys buying a membership. And supporting the channel. It definitely, like I said, it is a huge help. I cannot express how much I appreciate all of you guys and how wonderful you all are as far as watching the videos and commenting and giving me suggestions and whatnot. It really truly does mean the world to me. I will leave the link to the Discord in the description of the video, so if any of you guys are interested in joining any of our Ark servers, or maybe just come on to talk mods or have questions about mods, feel free to join the Discord. Like I said, it'll be in the description of the video. And again, one more time, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you all in the next one.